What's up, everybody? Henry from Fun Game Reviews. Let's go ahead. We're going to be talking about Mr. Toxic Shaman. So let's go ahead. We're going to talk about the best heroes to equip for Toxic Shaman. I know a lot of you guys have been waiting for this. I know you guys been wanting this. So for all you brand new players, beginning, medium, and top level players, this is something that I am giving out for you. So Toxic Shaman, guys. Literally what you guys want to have is, first off, if you guys enlighten him and you want to optimize him to the best, let's start off with some beginner level stuff here. So as you guys know, as I go through the list, this is going to be for beginners first. So it's going to be for guild clash, lords league, resource raids, um, and pretty much that setup. So like I say this is going to be starting with the newer players. So when you guys want to talk about what best helps Toxic Shaman, I do see that it has been really beneficial, in my opinion, from what I have been doing, is that having Blockhead, his attack rate really does help a huge, tremendous amount. Having that attack rate not only makes it so that your Toxic Shaman is actually casting those green attacks a lot faster. When he actually casts his bubble, I feel like the bubbles are even doing faster damage as well. Okay, so basically, when you guys have it where he's unleashing a Noxic Cloud, you know that orange bubble that he does drop. I do see that any of the enemy heroes that are sitting inside that bubble really is taking more damage a lot quicker as well. Another thing that I like to say is if you guys were to take advantage of the next hero, which would be Skull Mage. Skull Mage will give you a 50% attack increase. Another one that I would actually really highly recommend for newer level players is Chiron. So you're reflecting damage, you're getting a huge attack damage like boost here. So basically, as you guys know, his overall damage is all based on attack damage per second. So literally, you guys want to be taking advantage of having as high of attack as you can possibly get. So literally having it where I have Chiron and Skull Mage in there. I mean, the base right now I have is 26,384. If you guys actually like had put in those heroes, I mean your base damage is definitely going to be a lot higher. Okay, I mean, you guys can see I have 37,000 right here, the way I have it set up. I mean, regardless, you guys know you also get that boost in attack and all that if you have the heroes, high level heroes in the right positions, because the first one is for HP, the second one's for attack, and third one is HP attack. All right, it's literally split in half. All right, so that is basically it for the brand new players. I mean, I think that you can actually kind of play around with it though. If you don't have Chiron, you don't have Skull Mage, you can try Hydrasaur, you can try Saphrex, but Blockhead is a guaranteed necessity in there. And then, if you guys have problems where your Toxic Shaman is dying, definitely, obviously, you want to have Pangoli in there as well, just so that he has that extra amount of, like, survivability. So for me, I personally would fully focus on all damage, all attack power for Mr. Toxic Shaman. Okay. And then moving on, we'll go ahead and talk about medium level players and above now. So again, medium and above, they basically would be using the same kind of logic here, the same kind of ideal set. I basically would start off with Blockhead. Okay, I know top level players. So okay. Let's go ahead and start with medium first. Okay, so medium, I would say is Blockhead. I would say Skull Mage, Berserker. So the two that are very much required is Blockhead, Berserker. Those two are 100% required for Toxic Shaman, so that you can actually make him tankier. You can make sure that he doesn't die. So having that, like, Berserker is totally required for medium level players because there's so many inline heroes out there that you guys can get nuked so hard, and without having a Berserker in your hero aid lineup, it's just problematic. a lot of us as well in the medium level players, we don't really use Pangoli as much anymore as we used to. But you can use it if you still feel like he's dying too quickly. Um, so basically, Blockhead, Berserker. It could be Pangoli if you feel that you're struggling and you're dying. But I would highly recommend doing Chiron in there, Skull Mage in there, and you can do Hydrasaur in there, Saphrex in there. Another thing too that I would actually try to take advantage of is you can actually do Ironclad. Ironclad also kind of fits more in line with the top tier people, but like if you are actually having it where you are able to kill the enemy heroes really quickly and you don't have to worry too much about the enemy heroes, then instead of focusing pure damage where it's like you're just overall getting like higher damage, you could actually focus on Ironclad where you put down the bubbles. The bubbles are just destroying the base even harder because you guys can get up to 70% damage against buildings and also 60% against clones. As you know, the only one that really makes clones is Chiron, but at the same time, you know, it depends on how fast you can progress, and you know, you're not just focusing on Toxic Shaman just because he will be the sole person surviving and whatever. Your whole point of having him is so that he's a part of a bigger team fight. Because if you're not fighting him with a big team, that could actually potentially lead to more problems. Just because he's supposed to be the one that's like hanging out in the background, casting the bubbles in the front, and making sure that all the melee and all that are definitely healing up properly. All right. So for the top ranked people, the only thing I see appropriate for top ranked people is that when it comes to top rank, there is a slight differentiation. So what they are normally using is they're going to be using Blockhead, they're going to be using Berserker for sure. But like there are some slight differences between what they would do. I mean, I've seen some people actually use Imp Mistress because deployed hero attacks ignore 50% of enemies' damage reduction, and skill ignores 50% of enemies' skill damage reduction. So the reason why some people in the top rank class are actually using Imp Mistress more often now is that literally having it where your Toxic Shaman is literally popping them and having the bubble there, you're ignoring that huge amount of damage reduction there possibly can be. Um, so literally, you guys want to take advantage of Imp Mistress, Blockhead, Berserker. If you guys don't have the Imp Mistress to properly play with, then at the top ranked players, I would actually say you can actually try to make your Toxic Shaman tankier. Tankier would actually be a little bit more beneficial. So you can do Berserker, Blockhead, Storm Rider. You can do Berserker, Blockhead, Enchantress. You know, you can kind of play with the number with the hero aids a little bit, or even Ravager. I mean, I know for top ranked people, they don't actually care. Like really, they don't really care about the overall so-called like survivability. They all kind of go for more kills and like the speed rush. You know, so if you're a top level player and you are playing reserved, this is probably not the right one for you. I mean, you can either play reserve, or you can play with like heavy like power and like heavy nukes. And I know that's how most of the top players love playing. It's all based on nukes. So now next for arena, this applies for every single person there is. It doesn't matter if you're a beginner, if you're a medium level or high level player. Having berserker I mean having toxic shaman here, you could have a berserker if you want to, just so that you have that survivability. But truthfully speaking, what you would really want to have as a hero aid for toxic shaman is blockhead is number one. You're gonna want ironclad as number two, because you're gonna be focusing on killing the arena base, guys. Don't kill other things. Kill the arena base. That is the most important thing there is. Because if you're a low level player and you're fighting against someone that's like high level in arena, you don't want to be facing them head on and having your heroes just completely annihilated. You want to make sure that you can actually just focus down the base and actually kill the base, because that's an easier win than trying to kill off all like level 200 enlightened, like level 25 enlightened heroes, you know. Um, because that's what I've been doing. All right. I know I don't currently have my Ironclad invested here, but I may change that in the future. We'll see. But yeah, I mean that's the only thing you can really do for arena. All right. Next is Battle Royale. Basically here you guys want to understand. You guys are like here you are focusing purely on attacking heroes. Okay, so you're only wanting to kill heroes. Really, the best of the best option is having Berserker, having Chiron and Skull Mage together. I mean, I kind of feel like I take away Blockhead in this round because it's not as amazing as having it where you're actually using Chiron Skull Mage combination, because you're really getting a huge amount of damage boost. You can actually also take advantage of basically doing Sapphirex, Skull Mage, and Chiron. Because remember, this is now Battle Royale. Sapphirex actually gives you uh, double bonus if you actually are using this in Battle Royale. So you're getting 50% increase in normal damage as well as skill damage, and increases HP by 25% when deployed. When the hero is deployed, really amazing, amazing damage output. So, like for me, as long as you're not tanking with your Toxic Shaman, you're good. Like for me, I would be tanking with my Abyss Demon, I would be tanking with my Ambrosia, stuff like that. And I just make sure that my Toxic Shaman is hanging in the background where no enemies are hitting him, and he's just casting his bubbles, because Toxic Shaman has a really amazingly long range. Okay, so you want to take advantage of that when you can. All right, and then I mean that pretty much implies for everybody. But hero aids and battle royale, if you don't want to go with the route that I said, um, where you're fully focusing on pure, pure, pure damage. You can actually focus it a little bit different and make it so that you can do what I'm doing, where I use Enchantress, Blockhead, and Bullhead. Bullhead will basically help my heroes actually do a little bit more damage, just because you're actually stacking. So let me show you what Bullhead is nicely used for. So when a deploy hero hits an enemy, 25% chance to increase all damage taken by that target by 15% for 18 seconds. Stacks up to 5. So if you multiply 15 times 5, that's 75%. Okay, you definitely want to be taking advantage of 75% increase in damage on each and every enemy. You really want to have bullheads in here, due to the fact that they're not like easy peasy heroes that you can kill in less than like 30 seconds. These things you actually would fight for about a full 30 minutes, or I mean not 30 minutes, full 3 minutes on just killing the enemy heroes, okay, in battle royale. So bullhead really can complement really well here. Um, and then on top of that, you can actually try to see if you want to. You can even try to take advantage of this. Deploy hero deals an area attack damage of 80%. If you have an extra Abyss Demon, I mean, if you don't worry about it. Um, Another real cool thing you guys can take advantage of is Imp Mistress again. Imp Mistress again, you guys will remember she is actually able to ignore 50% of the enemy's attack damage reduction and skill damage ignored by 50% of the enemy skill damage. So you guys know when you guys are fighting the battle royale heroes, they're bosses. So if you can actually remove that skill damage reflection, or I mean skill damage, and you can actually ignore like the defenses and stuff like that, that can actually come in big handy as well. Okay. So other than that, I mean that's all the heroes that I can pretty much say for Toxic Shaman. I really hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to make sure you guys are liking, subscribing, and sharing. All right, guys. So Henry from Fun Game Reviews, bringing you guys more best hero aids to equipped for Toxic Shaman as well. So last but not least, Guild Boss. Toxic Shaman is good, but I've pretty much replaced Toxic Shaman with the Wolf in almost all three scenarios. It used to be that my Toxic Shaman actually healed and was able to keep up with the heals and allowed the trio of heals to actually help keep heroes up. Um, because I know that I used to struggle with heals and back in the day, so then I had my trio of heals, but now I've changed it up a little bit. So yeah, guys, I mean that's the best that I can give you guys. Don't forget, make sure you guys like, subscribe, and share. Though I'm out. Thanks for watching.